Well, thanks so much for joining me. So I wanted to bring you another video. As always, take what resonates and leave the rest. This is a timeless reading. You could also use this as a manifestation reading. All you need to do is claim this energy as your own. I get my information from God and from the Holy Spirit. I don't use any cards or anything. Um, if you'd like to work with me on spiritual advice, twin flame stuff, astrology readings, and more. My information is in the description below. And if you'd like to book a free consult with me, my Calendly link is in the description below. Keep in mind that we all have masculine and feminine energies in our bodies. So masculine can be feminine, feminine can be masculine. So use those terms as they make sense in your situation. All right, child. So let me get into it. So I'm going to talk a little bit about um, what's been going on with the divine counterparts, and then also talk about some angel numbers. So I've still been getting angel numbers popping up, but recently um, have been working on a new project, which has taken more, I would say, time, and I'm kind of sleepy. So bear with me if I sound kind of tired, but it's worth it. Once I figure out this strategy, then I've got it. And so I know, that for a lot of people, they all have their own style. And so different people will listen to different things, will do different things. And some people will do things even if they don't work. They will keep doing them because they feel comfortable doing them. So, and they don't always recognize that other people are doing the same things that they're doing, and that doesn't work. They're just continuing to do those things, and they don't understand why. Um, what I mean is, they don't understand why the other person will continue to do the thing, even though it doesn't work, but they do the same thing, and it doesn't work for them either. All right. So, you one thing that I would say is important to focus on: you or the divine masculine collective, or both, need more rest. You might need more sleep. You might be tired lately. You might have been working your little fingers to the bone, burning the candle at both ends, and you have to get rest. You need balance. For some of you, you may be working on your health. You may be under the weather, but you may be working on your health. And something that I was thinking of recently for some reason was um, wellness and health. And I was thinking about the body and healing. And I was talking with someone recently about this as well. And it's important for both of you. Maybe you want to take care of the divine masculine. Divine masculine wants to take care of the divine feminine. It could be both, and it could be just you pouring into each other, caring for each other, just showing that you care. And I think it's also about taking risks, being vulnerable with each other, and saying if you need help. And I think that's been a huge theme lately, anyway. If you need help, ask for help. Um, Love yourself. Do everything that you can. Engage in self care, but let someone help you if you need help. Stop just resisting and saying you don't care, and no one ever helps you, and you're not going to say anything. It's not going to matter anyway. And then if you let someone help you, they'll throw it in your face. It's not necessarily true. Some people want to reciprocate. And for some people, they can't really reciprocate the way that you need them to. And so it's like, why, for some people, you have to decide out. This is what I would say: if it's worth maintaining the relationship with them when you feel like you don't get anything or a lot in value from that person, but you get so much. And so that, I was talking with someone about that. You help others, and then they don't help you, but every time they go to try to help you, you refuse them, then you can't get mad at the other person for not helping, not pitching in, not doing something to support you. Allow the other person to help, and then you can feel like, okay, I don't have, because some people, it's like that too, that they feel like they have an advantage because they helped more than the other person did. I'm like, but if you're on equal footing with each other, then that means you help them, they help you, you go back and forth, and it makes sense and it works that way. What doesn't work, like I was saying, is you helping and then you don't let the other person help you, and then you get into something where you really do need help, but you don't let anyone help you. You feel resentful, bitter, angry, and you're like, I don't understand why no one's helping me. Have you been turning help away? So I know I don't want to beat a dead horse. What I'm saying is let others help you, help others now. This is another part of that that's really important too, though. Because sometimes, there are people that you continue to help and they're struggling or suffering for a reason. So do not try to be sneaky and try to, think that you can work around God's rules and things like that. Do whatever it is that you're supposed to do. So, for example, if say a person was treating you badly and then you start seeing them struggle and you want to like intervene and step in, why would you do that? Allow the person to learn their lesson. I think this is the reason why a lot of people don't learn their lesson. That's about you then. It's about you not feeling like you could see someone else struggling. But God said that's what's supposed to happen. Back up, take your hands off the situation, let God handle it. When God handles it, then sometimes I know for all of us it's hard to see someone struggling. However, they didn't mind seeing you struggle. So if God is delivering punishment or whatever to them, allow them to struggle, to suffer, to be punished. It's none of your business, basically. And I mean that in the best way. Stay out of it. God is dealing with the person. When you try to step in, that's when you could block your blessings or you could interfere with, the lesson that God is trying to teach them. And then it gets ramped up even more, is my experience. Stay out of it. Let God handle it. Leave it alone. In the end, you will be grateful because the person learned the lesson that they needed to learn. You you don't have any right to stop or try to intervene when God is dealing with the person, whatever it is that's going on with them. Um, but yes, balance is key. So for you and the divine masculine, or divine masculine, divine feminine, um, use the terms as they make sense for you and your situation. But you know what I'm saying? For the divine counterparts, it's important to have a balance and for the two of you to be respectful of each other's time, pour into each other, reciprocate, and stuff like that. There are going to be times when you feel like you're carrying more of the burden, but they're not. And then there will be times, if you're doing it right, that they will carry more of the burden than you carry. Um, Keep in mind that women, divine feminines, we have to be strong. We don't have, I feel like sometimes we don't have a choice. And this is why self care and also asking others for help when you need help is so important. Um, but the divine divine feminines, we're super strong. We have periods. We can have babies, carry them for 9 months, and they take resources from our bodies, and we have to recover from that. Um, and it's really, I mean, we do a lot on top of, being able to have the kids. If we have the kids, if we don't have kids, we still have the capability and we have periods to prove it. But what I'm saying is because we do so much, we have so much strength. I think other people look at us as weak when we need to take a break and do some self care. It is not weakness, it is strength. Sometimes resting is part of the routine. So we have to remember that. But I think a lot of divine masculines don't really see how strong we are until the divine feminine needs to rest up, and then they're saying everything is falling apart because the divine feminine is not doing everything, or they think that the divine feminine doesn't do so much until they have to take on all the responsibilities of the household because the divine feminine is resting, detoxing, relaxing, doing self-care and all these things. So this is important. Just remember um, that we do a lot as divine feminines, and I think it's not recognized by a lot, masculine and feminine, is what I would say. So it's important again. Self care, finding balance, caring for yourself, making sure you're taking care of your health. Divine masculine at this time might be a lot more expressive because of this too, because they're not really, maybe their health isn't at its peak right now. So maybe they're being more expressive emotionally. And I feel like also when a person is dealing with their physical health stuff, emotional issues seem to surface. They're not able to mask or hide anymore. So look out for that. Again, I've been talking about this. You may get a proposal, you may get a love confession, you may get someone saying, that they want to move your relationship to a next level. They want it to be different. They want to take you on a trip. They want to spoil you. They want to give you things. They want to, take care of you too. And it's at this time, I think that you shine the most because collective, because you give so much, and divine masculine knows you're loving, giving, caring, kind, you have healing energy, all these things. And on top of that, you're so abundant. And the two of you, like I've been talking about, may have made hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands, millions of dollars together. And you can continue to do that together as well. So you may be getting something like that coming in, but the name of the game is health, taking care of your health. So there's also a number that I wanted to look at to see what this means. Okay. And actually, the number is 222. That was the original number. 222. And while I'm pulling up 222, make sure that you stay hydrated, make sure that you're eating, stuff that's spiritually um, meant for you as well. All right, so 222. Yeah, I won't believe it. I've been talking about this balance, harmony, and divine timing. It's a gentle sign. Stay patient, trust that you're on the right path, and keep the faith. Um, for love and relationships, it could mean growth or a new bond. So I've been talking about this, that maybe the divine masculine is going to move to a new level or different level. Confirmation. And it could also be that you are getting a lot, like a windfall of money coming in as well. So look out for that as well. Um, Also, it's important. Communication is important. Now, I know Mercury just got out of retrograde. The energy might be lingering, so communication will be very important. Making sure that you understand others and you are being understood, but being patient, and also maybe you need to find some kind of middle ground, compromise, things like that. Work and money, teamwork, is important. Cooperation, working together with others to reach your goals and to get to financial stability. And this might be that you're helping each other, one of you is helping the other to make more money and so on. You just have to see. But again, I was talking about this energy. It all is coming together, that the two of you might be able to build and do great things together. But collective, you have so much abundance in your energy, and the divine masculine knows there's only one collective spiritual growth. Again, I was talking about that. Trust yourself, trust your gut, have faith, believe that things are going to work out, be optimistic about things, and you just really never know what you could get. Sometimes you try to cover things up and it pops right back out. So just keep in mind that whatever it is that's screaming to you to be expressed, you need to express it, because it will keep coming up until you do. All right, y'all. I didn't want to make the video too long. As always, take it resonates and leave the rest. Continue to glow up. Continue to watch, read, listen to things that lift you up. Continue to work on little by little getting things done. Continue to surround yourself or work on surrounding yourself with people that want you to win, and energy that can lift you up. Continue to work on surrounding yourself with your tribe. Continue to work on growing your spiritual gifts, abilities, and powers. And I'm going to talk to y'all again soon. All right. Love y'all. Bye for now.